What's up guys, welcome back to Seiya Awakening and the next of our S-Saint reviews. The man closest to God is amongst us, or well, amongst some anyway, because I did over 200 summons and didn't get him. You know what I did get though is 32 shards from over 200 summons. Do the math on how bad that drop rate is. That means I would have to do around a total of 800 to complete him with shards. GT Arcade, if you're listening to me, pay attention, this is atrocious. Please include shards in the summoning event or improve the drop rate. This is ridiculous for an S-rank character. When we get to the SSs like Poseidon and Hades, I don't even know where. I'm gonna have to sell my house in order to get one of these guys. But anyway, that's enough whining from me today. We're gonna jump over to the SEA account where I did get him with only 3 summons, and we're gonna do the review right away, and then afterwards I'm gonna answer some of the most common questions, so make sure to stick around for the end of the video so you don't miss out on that information. Let's get over to SEA. Alright, here we are on the SEA server with this week, they got a double banner with Hades and Cancer. Now what the heck is Cancer doing with a super OP character like Hades? Well, don't lose hope my dear Cancer lovers, the Cosmo that makes him one of the best characters in the game finally came out on SEA, so there is hope on the horizon for you. We will be doing the review in the following couple of weeks, now that he's actually useful, because at the beginning of the game he's really hard to use. The Cosmo that he needs is not really available, but now that it is, we can finally play with him and showcase him. We're here for ARAYASHIKI Shaka though, and he is one of the most broken characters in the game. Let's take a look at his skills to figure out why. The first thing we have to understand about ARAYASHIKI Shaka is that he has 2 states during battle. He has his basic state, and then he has one called Akala, where he ascends to godhood and he communicates with Buddha or whatever the heck it is that's going on. This changes his attacks during the battle, so it's very important to remember this. His first skill, for example, called Namo, is a simple single target cosmic damage attack with a multiplier of 80%. No special effects, nothing special. However, when ARAYASHIKI is in this Akala state, this changes into an AoE attack with 110 multiplier and 0 energy cost. So we're off to a good start already, a first skill that actually does something. The second one, the Blood Hell, is a really interesting skill with I think is the only one that can do this in the game. What it does is that it places a debuff of sorts. It puts like a pool of blood under the enemy, and when this enemy kills one of our allied units, he immediately receives 320% cosmic damage. Let me use for example Aioros. He's a guy that can one-shot somebody, right? If we put the blood on him and he shoots his arrow and gets rid of one of our allied units, he will immediately receive 320% damage. If it's for example Doko and he kills 2 units, then he will receive 320 times 2. If he kills 3 units, then the damage will be tripled, etc. This blood cannot be purified, it does not expire, meaning you don't have to renew it every round, it stays there for the duration of the fight, and the only way to get rid of it is to put it on another enemy, for the enemy that has the blood to die, or if ARAYASHIKI Shaka is killed. One thing to keep in mind though is that if the character that has the blood kills ARAYASHIKI, this skill will not proc, there will be no effect. His third skill, Akala, is a combination of an AoE attack with 220% cosmic damage, and also a sort of transformation. This is the skill that puts him in that Akala state. This state lasts for 2 rounds, and he cannot use the skill again while he's already in it. What he can do though is use his basic attack for AoE damage at 0 energy cost. The damage is much lower though, it's 110% compared to 220% for the Akala attack, and this is something very important that we're going to discuss in detail later when we talk about how he compares against other units, other AoE attackers in the game. And the fourth skill, his passive, is where everything goes crazy. This ability can completely cleanse somebody on our team every time that ARAYASHIKI Shaka moves. Who is cleansed is determined by who has the more debuffs. The skill will prioritize allies with more debuffs. Those guys will get cleansed first. If we give him 2 turns with Luna, then he can cleanse twice. This cleanse does have some limitations. I think it's all the same things that apply to Saori, who we did the review for not too long ago, and that's going to be stun, Shun's chain, Cannon's triangle, the Pope's other dimension, and I think that's about it. Also the armor, the Devour, probably can't be cleansed either. But that's not all. Every time Shaka cleanses 1 debuff, he receives a boost to his Cosmo attack of 1%. If he cleanses 2 debuffs, it's 2%, 3%, etc. This can stack up to 5 times on the basic level. When we reach maximum level on this skill, that can stack up to 9 times, and each boost is 5%. That's a total of 45% more Cosmo attack. That is insane. If you're one of those lucky few that happens to pull more than one ARAYASHIKI, or maybe you're using your skill tomes, then you have a really hard choice between upgrading his third skill for more damage or upgrading his passive for more stacks and more boost to your Cosmo attack. I'm not sure which one will end up working better. I haven't done the math, but what I will tell you is that if you boost this one, then your Cosmo attack boost will also benefit Namo, the first skill that goes AoE when he's in Akala. So maybe doing the passive first makes more sense. I don't know, if somebody's max skilled him, let me know what you guys think. His Blood Hell though does have a crucial function in clearing Elite Shrine. If you can get some skill ups here and upgrade the damage that the blood does, then you don't need your Cosmo to be so high grade in order to clear it. We're going to talk a little bit more about this skill and the combination with Cannon used for Elite Shrine at the end of the video. As for his Cosmo, it's actually pretty straight up. What we're looking for him are Cosmo Attack, Cosmo Damage, and Speed. Any HP or resistance we can find in substats is just coincidence, we're not gonna go hunting for them. So by far, the best options for him are Under Solar, Rosary, with 2 boosts of Cosmo Attack and 1 boost to Cosmo Damage. This just came out on Global. If you want to farm it, then you need to clear Shrine and farm on Fridays and Sundays. The classic options that fit him well are obviously Cosmo Stone and Eagle Eye. They're about interchangeable. I think the total damage is about the same, so whichever you have the better of, put it on him. If you can already farm Rosary though, that's what you're gonna want. Under Lunar, we're still gonna try to go for as much HP as possible. Tenacity and Bloom are still the best options, unless there's a very specific situation in which you know you're gonna need a ton of physical defense for a boss or a specific fight, then you might want to go with Body Care. It also gives you 1 HP boost, but in general, the double HP boost is much better. Under Star, there's no discussion as well. Hummingbird is the best fitting Cosmo for him. Cosmo Attack, Speed, Cosmo Damage, you cannot go wrong. If you absolutely must have the fastest ARAYASHIKI Shaka on the server though, then New Moon is a good second option, but you lose a lot of damage. Under Legendary, we have a couple of really interesting options. As an AoE attacker, he would benefit from Vulcan Chain if we can attack on the first round, but due to his high energy consumption, it's very unlikely that we're going to use his big nuke on the first turn, especially in PvP. In PvE, no problem. For PvP, Felina, I believe, is one of the best options. This Cosmo, when we don't use energy in one round, will give us 50% more damage on the following round. Because his energy consumption at 4 is so high, it's very likely that we're going to use either his basic attack or the blood skill on the first round. That means that guaranteed on the second move, we have 50% more damage. And after we put him in the Akala state, he can't use that big nuke again for 2 rounds. So we're not going to use energy. Next time the skill is available, Felina will be activated again. Another option that's available now here on SCA but not on Global yet is this window. This thing is crazy. This thing increases our Cosmo damage multiplier by 10% for every enemy unit that we attack. If it's a non-summoned unit, meaning it's not one of Isaac's tentacles or Sila's snake or whatever, this effect is increased by 4% and it stacks. It lasts for 3 rounds, so you can stack it round after round. This is ridiculous. Our Cosmo damage multiplier is gonna go through the roof, boosting our total output by a ton. I haven't played much on this version since this Cosmo came out, but I happen to have a pretty decent one with at least 1 hit of Cosmo attack, so that's what I put on my ARAYASHIKI. That's what we're gonna be using during the test today, and we'll just see how it goes. In substats, we're looking for the same things we're looking in the main stats for: Cosmo attack, Cosmo damage, speed, and then everything else is just a bonus. Maximize his damage, that is his role. He doesn't need any status hit for the cleanse or for any debuffs, so just go full blast, make him hit as hard as possible, and try to get your enemies out of there in a couple of rounds. ARAYASHIKI is a great unit in pretty much all areas of the game, which means that he combines well with almost any team. Especially good for him though are, for example, Luna. By giving him 2 turns, we can cleanse twice, and we can also go through those rounds where we do less damage faster. Remember, we can only use his big skill every 3 rounds. Giving him a double turn with Luna, we can use it every round. On the first move, we go big attack and then little one, and then on the second move, we go little attack and then big one. It is an extremely powerful combination, granted that you have enough energy to actually use it. He also works great with units that can boost his damage, such as the classic Daedalus and Nachi, and with other AoE attackers that can do big damage while he's doing his small attack. One of his weaknesses is that he's not particularly tanky. He has a C in HP, a C in physical defense, and an A in Cosmo defense. He's fairly easy to one-shot, so you can also run him with characters that can provide protection, such as Saori, Mu, Shion once he becomes available, or even Cassius if you want to play a little bit outside of the rules. Oh, among his combinations are obviously Cannon as well to boost the damage and pretty much explode everything, though because of the high energy requirement, remember we need 4 for Shaka's big skill and we need 4 for the triangle. In this case, you're gonna have to use a cannon that is slower, that moves towards the end of the turn, he triangles somebody, and then have a really fast Shaka that moves at the beginning of the next turn and can do damage before the character comes out of the triangle. Among his other weaknesses, I will mention that high energy cost. It's pretty much impossible to use this attack in PvP on the first round, but he makes up for it for being able to AoE attack with 0 energy afterwards. The fact that this skill does reduce damage is also a sort of weakness. His damage is not consistent. You can't count on doing, for example, 15,000 AoEs every turn. You're gonna have one big hit that does more damage than most AoE attackers like Saga or Iki, but then you're gonna have 2 rounds of a weakened attack that don't do as much damage. Other than that, that's pretty much it. He can cleanse silence, so he's not susceptible to that. We might start seeing a lot less of the regular Virgo and a lot less of Nero Priest because of that. And he doesn't really have any other glaring weaknesses. He's strong everywhere, which brings us to his uses. You can use him in PvP very effectively. You can use him to fast clear dungeons, and more more importantly, you can use him combined with Cannon to kill the Elite Shrine boss in one move. Now that team is super specific. It has really high Cosmo requirements. I don't think it's something that we're going to be able to do immediately, but we're going to start working on it right away. We did this guide back on SCA months ago, so it's ready for you to watch if you want to know what you have to start working on. The link will be in the description below. And that's it. That's enough talking about Shaka. Let's go see him in action. I'm going to do an arena battle. I can't do a live battle because at the time that I record these things, Galactic Duel is not open here on the SCA server. So we're just going to do an arena battle, and we're going to try to go with a crazy team and have some fun, maybe play against some interesting new units that are not available on global, so you can check them out. Alright, I found a team here after a couple of refreshes and a couple of tries against other teams that didn't go very well. I found one here with an ARAYASHIKI Shaka, a Doko, a Jamyan, which is very interesting for healing. I don't know how we're going to kill with AoE on this one, but we're going to give it a try anyway. He even has the marine skin. This thing is so cool. Alright, let's fight this guy and see if we can get a win. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that these fights are not fair for me, even though it's arena and it's automated. All of these units on defense, I can pretty much guarantee you that they have full 8 cents. I don't. The only character that I have 8 cents so far are Poseidon, Doko, and a little bit on Shion. So my ARAYASHIKI is going to seem extremely weak. You should not let this fool you. On an even playing ground, if I had 8 cents him instead of Poseidon, he would be an absolute god. But because I didn't, I decided to go all in on Poseidon, then he's gonna seem weak. Anyway, he had a Doko, he had a... what the heck else did he have? He had a Saga. Do we need June? No, let's risk it without June. Let's risk it without Marine too. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go for a double energy generation here on the first round with Luna. Yeah, and we're gonna go no heals, no June. He has a Marina and a Jamyan. So I'm gonna count on Shion to one-shot something. And then slowly between Poseidon and ARAYASHIKI, we should be able to win this. Yeah, and I'm gonna steal Cosmo attack with data loss. That's the plan. Let's see if this thing works out. Oh my god, it was not a Saga. It was actually a Shaka. And something just flew down from the sky. I have no idea what it does. Since I haven't played this version since that thing came out. Anyway, we're gonna double generate energy. His Shaka moves, he bloods me. I am probably going to return the favor. Yeah, probably going to return the favor on Doko, even though I'm going to try to blow Doko up first. So maybe let's blood his ARAYASHIKI. Screw it. Blood for blood, brother. We're going to go blood for blood. What we're going to do here is... does he have enough energy? He does have enough energy for a Doko nuke. No matter. We're going to eat the Doko nuke. Stealing physical here does absolutely nothing because Shion's damage does not depend on physical attack. What I am going to try to do is bring everybody down a little bit. And that leaves me 2 energy to nuke with Shion. And I'm going to pray that Shion can one-shot this freaking Doko. If he can't, this may be a loss for us. He's almost full health thanks to Marine. Please, Shion, bro, we need a crit here. 46,000 and not dead. You see what I mean by the 8 cents? It is so difficult to kill things now. If you cannot... I don't even know how you kill things fast now. It seems almost impossible. Look at that. 46 and he still has like 1/4 of his HP left. That is ridiculous. That means that guy has like 60,000 HP. 60,000 HP on this Doko. Fortunately, I think we're going to be able to kill him here. Look at my damage. My damage is insanely low. I think we can kill this Doko here. Please kill this Doko, Poseidon. Thank you very much. Thank God. But now... wait, can I blow this guy up this turn? If we blow this guy up, we're done. We're done. 35,000. No crit, granted. 35,000, and he's still freaking alive. He's still freaking alive. That's the weak attack, though. We also have the weak attack, but we're going to use it because we have no other option. And I'm going to keep decreasing his attack, because here it's going to be a matter of staying alive. Actually, I think I can finish him. I think I can finish him. Poseidon, do it! It's not supposed to be a Poseidon showcase, but 8 cents. Remember 8 cents. It makes a huge difference, guys. I'm sorry that I can't fully showcase Shaka. I didn't get him on global, and over here, he's just a weakling compared to the enemy. But anyway, those are his skills in action. We got to see the blood, even though it didn't take effect because the enemy didn't kill anyone. Or did it? Wait, did that Shaka take damage from the blood? I think he might have. Let me check the replay. He did. We also got to see his big AoE and how he can't use it again on next turn. He can only do the basic attack. And I believe we also got a few cleanses there during the fight. Anyway, that's the end for the ARAYASHIKI test. Let's now answer some of the most frequent questions that I am sure a lot of you are battling with right now. The first one is, will ARAYASHIKI be available in the normal summons pool after his banner or not? The answer is no. ARAYASHIKI is considered a premium unit. I don't even know if after the second banner he still goes into the pool or not. I guess we'll find that out in the future in global, though they're so stingy on this version that I wouldn't be surprised if he never makes it into the normal summons. The second one is the eternal question, the eternal argument of who is better, Shaka or Saga. That is very hard to answer directly because it depends on the uses and what you like personally. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the pros and cons of each unit. Saga basically does one thing in the game, but he does it very well. He is an AoE Cosmo damage attacker with a skill that only costs 3 energy. The damage from this skill is consistent. Every turn that you use it, it's going to be the same damage unless you boost him or unless the enemy debuffs him. So it's reliable, consistent damage. ARAYASHIKI is also an AoE Cosmo attacker, but his skill costs 4 energy, making him much harder to use in those first rounds. His damage is also not consistent. He has one big attack that is stronger than Saga's, but when he's in the Akala state, he can only cast this skill for 0 energy but only 110% multiplier. This means the damage is not reliable. It is not consistent every round. He does have another 2 unique skills. This one is extremely important for Elite Shrine, as I just mentioned, although a lot of times in PvP it doesn't really come into play. And then he has the ridiculous cleanse, which is automatic, costs no energy, and fully cleanses 1 unit. I think this is what makes him different, makes him special, and might push him, at least in the uses that he can have, it pushes him above Saga a little bit. The other comparison is Poseidon, which as you just saw is an extremely strong character, but keep in mind, mine does have 8 cents. Even with crappy Cosmo, he still has really good stats, but he requires a gigantic investment. You need to take these 3 skills to level 3 in order to unlock everything that he can do. With ARAYASHIKI, you put Cosmo on him, he's ready to battle, he's ready to roll, you don't need anything else. So Poseidon is a lot more versatile. As you just saw in that fight, he can AoE, but he can also single target when you need it. Shaka is easier to build and he does not require all the skill ups. In order to get this guy to max, you need 18 blue books, which is crazy, but worth it in my opinion because I love using him. And lastly, the question that a lot of people have that want to summon one specific unit and they have to choose because they don't have a lot of summons or whatever, and that comparison is ARAYASHIKI Shaka or Shion. This one is even harder to answer because they're completely different uses. Shaka is an AoE attacker, Shion is basically a tank with a really high single target attack. I can't tell you which one is better because they're used completely different, but what I can tell you is that in an advanced meta, in a server that's been out for a year, in PvP, Shion is still used. I don't know if ARAYASHIKI is anymore. As you just saw, it's pretty hard to kill with AoEs now that enemies have so much HP. These tanky characters that can kill an enemy unit in one move are a lot more valuable and they kind of stay meta, they stay relevant. So keep that in mind. If you can only choose one in the long run for PvP, Shion is probably going to serve you better. And that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you find the review useful. These last 2 days, we've broken 1,000 live viewers on Twitch, so I want to send a special thank you to everybody that's been stopping by. The first time we broke 1,000, we did a special giveaway for the Twitch viewers. So there is an advantage to watching over there as well as on YouTube, but please keep watching on YouTube and hitting subscribe and share and like and all those good things so we can keep the content coming. The next couple of videos are probably going to be summons since everybody's throwing everything out the door for ARAYASHIKI, and then we'll be back with the usual reviews. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye! Alright, I found an opponent here. He's close to my level. He's got a lot of really strong Saids. No healer though, so we should be able to slowly AoE them down. The question is, can we stay alive long enough to AoE them down? With Poseidon, and Jesus Christ, that hurt a lot. Back now. Who did my ARAYASHIKI? Goodbye, GG. But we're still gonna go aggressive. No June on this one. Then we are... I should be able to survive. Lost again. I know it's supposed to be a Shaka showcase, but my Poseidon is so much stronger, even though I gave him the crappier Cosmo, because he has the 8 cents pretty much fully developed. Though even... Is it gonna come back to... This is gonna hurt like a mother. We're still alive. Oh my god, we need a crit here, bro. 52,000 not dead. Let me go for the individual. Maybe I can freeze this Poseidon? Oh, almost so close! We lost again! No, we lost again, or did we? Or did we lose again? I think we lost again. Wait, Nani, I don't have Soul Berry? What? Oh, the reflect damage from Misty. We took ourselves down to 1 HP and Misty reflected. Oh, feels bad.